A very warm welcome to you to India, sir.
Thank you so much.
My name is Afshin Irani, and I'm from HR College of Commerce and Economics. We were the privileged college to host Mr. Otis Moss this January. So my question to you is, why is Pakistan so important and allied to America so far as America has never called it a terrorist state?
Well, no, it's a good question, and I must admit I was expecting it. Pakistan is an enormous country. It is a strategically important country, not just for the United States, but for the world. It is a country whose people have enormous potential, but it is also right now a country that within it has some of the extremist elements that we discussed in the first question. That's not unique to Pakistan, but obviously it exists in Pakistan. The Pakistani government is very aware of that. And what we have tried to do over the last several years, and certainly I'll just speak to my foreign policy, has been to engage aggressively with the Pakistani government to communicate that we want nothing more than a stable, prosperous, peaceful Pakistan, and that we will work with the Pakistani government in order to eradicate this extremism that we consider a cancer within the country that can potentially engulf the country. And I will tell you that I think the Pakistani government understands now the potential threat that exists within their own borders. There are more Pakistanis who've been killed by terrorists inside Pakistan than probably anywhere else. Now, progress is not as quick as we'd like. Partly because when you get into, for example, some of the Northwest Territories, this is very difficult terrain, very entrenched. The Pakistani army has actually shifted some of its emphasis and focus into those areas, but that's not originally what their armed forces were designed to do, and so they're having to adapt and adjust to these new dangers and these new realities. I think there is a growing recognition, but it's something that it doesn't happen overnight, of what a profound problem this is. And so our feeling has been to be honest and forthright with Pakistan, to say we are your friend, this is a problem, and we will help you, but the problem has to be addressed. Now, let me just make this point, because obviously the history between India and Pakistan is incredibly complex and was born of much tragedy and much violence. And so it may be surprising to some of you to hear me say this, but I'm absolutely convinced that the country that has the biggest stake in Pakistan's success is India. I think that if Pakistan is unstable, that's bad for India. If Pakistan is stable and prosperous, that's good. Because India is on the move. And, it is absolutely in your interest at a time when you're starting to succeed in incredible ways on the global economic stage, that you want the distraction of security instability in your region. So my hope is that over time, trust develops between the two countries, that dialogue begins, perhaps on less controversial issues, building up to more controversial issues, and that over time there's a recognition that India and Pakistan can live side by side in peace, and that both countries can prosper. That will not happen tomorrow, but I think that needs to be our ultimate goal. Okay. And by the way, the United States stands to be a friend and a partner in that process, but we can't impose that on India and Pakistan. Ultimately, India and Pakistan have to arrive at their own understandings in terms of how the relationship evolves.